Hey! Hi. Welcome back to SpongeBob. And this is the worst part in the game. So, welcome to that. Yeah, this is my least favorite part of the game, by far. I don't even... Well, I was gonna say I don't even mind the idea of it, but I do. I don't mind the idea of having, like, a cool putt-putt course, and, you know, it's a neat enough looking area of the level, I suppose, but the premise of it, as I'm sure you could probably gather, is there's a ball, and we have to push it along this course with the reef blower and hit all the targets on the way there. There's no actual hole, and you don't actually putt, but, you know, whatever. It's incredibly finicky, and you'll see. It has actually very little to do with the ball or the reef blower. I mean, there is the one problem that, as you'll see when I start doing it, because right now I entered at the end of the course, and I usually like to just go through the whole course and get all the coins, catch all the jellyfish, and kill the clowns that are in your way. And yeah, you can just jump right into this goo. I don't know why this fucking toxic sludge doesn't hurt you, but just regular water does. Or makes you die, but whatever. Yeah, and the ball can easily fall down the drain, and then you have to come all the way back to the beginning and get it. But yeah, it as you'll see, like, just holding the reef blower on and doing it that way, like, won't work. You have to, at least in my experience, you have to be tapping the button to, like, get it to keep pushing the ball reliably. And it's annoying. But that's not even that bad, and the ball is, like, the ball or the reef blower are where I would think, like, this would be the most annoying. But it's actually the terrain, because as you'll see, there are several parts where it doesn't work. You'll see.
Roll this ball to the top of the course, but you've got to hit all the goals along the way. So, do you want to give it a try? Let's get this ball rolling.
And what was that weird transition? Well, as I explained in the last video, this is from my first playthrough of this level, where I was not recording my game audio very well. And I didn't want to do all this shit again, but I did want to re-record the level up to this point. So what you've been seeing so far was all from the second go-round. This is from the first, with just the music put over it. And, yeah, everything's going pretty smoothly at this juncture, but, it's just a very finicky thing, and this is the first of, really two major parts where you have to get it up a hill, but just the way that it's shaped, it just won't let you do it. Now this one is much more doable. There's a lot more space, and there is, like, you can start to notice a sort of invisible pathway that will work. But as you can see, it's still pretty fucking annoying. And this is why I go out of my way to kill the clown at the beginning, because otherwise you're doing all of this shit with that clown trying to kiss you to death. And it just sucks ass. And this whole thing sucks ass. Every SpongeBob game has something like this, and a lot of video games have something like this. There's one part that's just really fucking tedious and annoying, and it's like, what you need to do isn't even all that hard, if not for, like, the constraints of the game itself. Like, there's just something wrong with the design that makes it shitty, and it also takes forever and is extremely cumbersome. So, yeah. And I've left most of this uncut, but don't you worry. I guess these barrels don't exist. But yeah, don't you worry. I will not be including all of the many. Yeah, like you're not gonna show all that again. This is my unsuccessful attempt to see if I can get the ball around the little pushies, so I don't even have to deal with that, just because it's very finicky. And here I thought, like, this looks like you should be able to do it, but fucking nope. You cannot push the ball over this hill for some reason, at least as far as I know. I'm sure someone has gotten it over there, but once I got in this, like, quagmire, there's really nothing you can do about it. And I was doing this for a while, and yeah, there's just this invisible inertia to it moving, and you'll see more of that. So yeah, it's just a fucking annoying part of the game. It's analogous to, in Battle for Bikini Bottom, the rolling ballroom in the Mermalair level, which is extremely similar, but I think I like that one better than this one, even though that was one where, like I completed this when I was a child. Like, I didn't even remember this being that hard. I remembered it being annoying and taking a long time, but I didn't really remember fucking it up all that much. But here I am, fucking it up a whole lot. And this was a while later. I think it dropped into the drain another time before I got all the way back over here. But, like, I didn't remember, this wasn't like a game-stopping point for me in this game, whereas the rolling ballroom was. Not that you absolutely have to do it, but I mean, if you want to get all the spatulas, you do, and so that was just one of a couple, as people who watched the LP of that game, well, will probably know. It was just one of a few missions in that game that I just never did, because it was just, I could never beat it, and it wasn't fun to spend a lot of time on. Sometimes I would give it a shot. I would, give it a good, 30 minutes of just trying to do it, but if I hadn't gotten it by then, I would just move on and not feel bad about it. But after a while, I just stopped even trying. I would just not even go in there. Now, of course, I'm a big boy. I've beaten the rolling ballroom several times. It's still a pain in the ass, but, it's mostly just a matter of timing more than anything. It doesn't really, it's not like none of it makes any sense or like it's total dog shit. It's just, kind of annoying timing, and, the thing that trips me up all the time is a little teeter-totter bit at the end where you need to, make it swerve around into the little hole thing, and it's just kind of being quick and knowing the timing of everything and whatnot. And, it's fine. I mean, again, it's annoying, but it's no longer a game-stopping thing for me. This, on the other hand, if I had encountered this much of a problem with this part of this, of this level when I was a kid, I probably would have just stopped playing the game here. Which of course you couldn't, I wouldn't have been able to beat the game if you don't do this, because unlike SpongeBob, unlike Battle for Bikini Bottom, I just call that game SpongeBob, the SpongeBob game, I mean, it is, I've already said as much, but, in that one, you can skip some spatulas, but in this one, every single letter, you need every letter tile to move forward in the game. You can't get to the last level without beating every level. So, but I never imagined having this much trouble, but, do I even need to explain what's going on here? You're seeing what I'm doing. You have to get it up this little ramp. This is the very end of this course, and So let me explain if you can't exactly tell what's going on. So you can't push it up on the right side of this ramp. It just won't go up, as you can see. So you have to start it up on the left. If you try to go to the through the middle, it'll just go to the left. So you go up to the left, but then on the left side, after you go a ways up, like up to the second peg, it just stops letting you do it, and it starts going over to the right. And from what I can tell, there's a very, very small, a very slim little strip where if you get it to push over to the right a little bit, you can get it into the middle, and you can go up just a little bit more. And then you have to change direction yet again to, I believe, the right, and then the middle again. And every single time you make a change in direction, obviously, the ball goes much quicker than you can. And again, the reef blower isn't really reliable at pushing it, and this ball is not a circle, it is a bunch of little jagged edges, and it doesn't move normally. And so you just do this for an idiot for hours, and yeah, this slamming is me fucking mangling my controller in anger, because I don't know, I never really had this problem before. I mean, I always was annoyed by this, and I always kind of dreaded getting to it, and you can tell that I did everything that you can do in the level before this, because I just didn't feel like doing it. But, like, I didn't remember it taking this many tries. Like, I knew that this part was the worst part, and that it was just, for no reason, really fucking difficult to get it up this last hump. But, like, I played through this game before LPing it. I did this, and it didn't take this many tries, because, I mean, you're not even seeing the full thing. I cut ahead to a little bit later, and now this is sped up by 750 times. I did this for, like, well over a half hour of just trying to push this fucking ball up the goddamn ramp. So, yeah, and this is me just sitting. I think I was looking up a video of someone doing it because I just wanted to see. I needed to, like, first of all, just be reminded that it's possible, but I just needed to see what, like, movements they did. But, yeah, I mean, obviously I do get it eventually, in just a short moment, but holy fuck, this was really goddamn annoying. I was getting extremely pissed off, and, I'm very glad that I'm done doing it, because everything else in the game is, yeah, this is when I was looking up a video of it. But everything else in the game from here on out is pretty doable. I mean, there are parts that are a bit of a challenge, maybe, but it's pretty chill otherwise. And I don't even mind this level all that much. I know that in the last one I was sort of shitting on it because, you know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You don't really get to see Plankton all that much, and, you know, it just kind of feels like sort of a wasted opportunity in some ways, gameplay-wise. But, like, it loses major points for this part. But yeah, here's my successful attempt at getting this fucking ball over the ramp. I can't explain the strategy of how to do it other than what I've said before. It's pretty much just pushing and luck. But yeah, that's what I did. And I was jumping for joy and really, really scared that I was gonna knock the ball off of the thing here and have to do all that bullshit again. But there you go. And unfortunately, we cannot finish Chum World quite yet because there is Plankton's not back yet for a little while. But we can do this, which is downtown, because if you'll remember, we never actually finished the downtown level either. And that is because we have this one last mission that you cannot do until you have finished Jellyfish Fields or I guess you don't have to finish Jellyfish Fields, but you have to get the Reef Blower. And I'm pretty sure you have to be done with Sandy's Tree Dome level as well, but I can't really imagine a scenario where you would get to Jellyfish Fields and not have finished the Tree Dome, so that might be kind of an arbitrary thing to say. And yeah, that guy thought he was gonna get me, and he did. I wanted to test, I remember them explaining that some creatures are afraid of the Reef Blower, and I just wanted to see if these big boys would, and their clones. I never liked the enemies in this game. It's always been one of the weirdest parts of the game to me because they look so non-threatening. They're just like big hulking boys, and I don't know, they just kind of like awkwardly bite you, and they don't feel like real enemies, and you can only hit them like once every 10 seconds because they take forever to like stop their little animation of being hit, and so that you can hit them again. And all your attacks are so piddling. I don't know. I feel like this game just shouldn't have even included any sort of like combat or enemy thing at all, because it kind of just works without that. Or if they were going to, then I feel like it just should have been better. I don't know how to explain it.
You can help me by rolling all the trash balls you see into the sewer, where they belong. There are 6 trash balls in all, and you can roll them with your reef blower.
Aye, aye, Sandy!
So yeah, we're cleaning up trash. Apparently, everyone in downtown Bikini Bottom just balls up all their trash, which apparently are filled with apple cores, and we're just gonna dump them in the sewer, where they belong, apparently. I would think that the trash would belong in, like, a dump or a landfill, but no, we're just gonna push that shit into the sewer. But yeah, that was Chum Putt, and it made me think about how golf sucks. Like, it's bad. I hate it. But mini golf is really good. So I was very offended to see mini golf be so not fun in this game. But alas, because like, I don't know, I feel like I've had fun with a lot of like putt-putt or mini golf sort of mini games, and games like golf with your friends and stuff are fun. I mean, they're all kind of weird and finicky, because golf is just, I don't think it's a game that always translates particularly well to video games, but they can still be fun. Golf, the sport, like the professional sport, I just find not fun at all. It's mostly just walking, and which, like, you know, walking's fun, but I mostly just kind of hate it on a social level, just because of like what it represents. It's such a bougie sport that just like, it's just the pastime for when you're like an old ghoul who is, you know, you're a powerful ghoul and you're meeting with other powerful ghouls about, you know, how great it is that you're in charge of everything. Like, that's the legacy of golf, at least in America, to me, is, you know, it's the game of wealthy men, and it's just the camaraderie of, you know, it's not like a very active sport. Again, it's mostly just walking. It's just a bunch of boys taking a walk, but, you know, every couple minutes, you know, you take a swing, and one of your boys, you know, Henry Kissinger, or whoever you're hanging out with, is like, oh, wow, what a great swing, or whatever. Like, that's what I imagine when I think of golf, and so it just pisses me off. But mini golf is a working class pastime that is wonderful, because it's a set of little challenges that get progressively harder. I don't know, it's more like a game to me. and it makes for better video games usually, but not this one, I guess. The one iteration of golf that I like is Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004, which I used to have for the PS2, and in which my dad made a player character that was like the spitting image of him. Like, it was only 2005 when we were playing this, and it's only PS2 graphics, so it's not like it is, you know, amazingly realistic or anything, but holy shit, it looked exactly like it was the most any video game rendering has looked like a real person in my life. It was hilarious.
Stay back, you no good ghost wrangler, 'cause I've got a knuckle sandwich with your name on it.
There is no need to resort to violence when I can just hypnotize you into obedience.
Sandy really thought she was gonna punch a ghost. Silly. I like SpongeBob's sweat drips on the bed there. That's fun. Anyway, what's gonna happen next? I wonder. We'll find out in the next one. It's Goo Lagoon. I'll see you then.